Soft cherry blossoms drift above Sannenzaka Street, covering ancient Kyoto rooftops in pale pink morning light. Stone pathways curve gently downhill between wooden tea houses, glowing softly beneath lanterns swaying in spring wind. Early sunlight touches tiled roofs carefully, turning dark cedar walls into warm shades of amber and honey. A quiet kimono silhouette moves slowly uphill while flower petals circle gracefully through the cool mountain air. Sannenzaka appears through drifting blossoms ahead, its preserved wooden facades glowing beneath delicate sunrise reflections. The scent of fresh sakura mixes gently with incense floating outward from hidden shrines behind narrow alleyways. Kyoto reveals itself slowly here, not through noise, but through silence, shaped carefully by centuries of beauty. Pagoda shadows stretch softly across stone steps, while distant temple bells echo through the sleeping historic district. Yasaka Pagoda rises elegantly above the streetscape, framed perfectly between branches overflowing with pink blossoms. The morning sky deepens into pale gold beyond Higashiyama, illuminating every rooftop with cinematic, glowing texture. Visitors pause quietly beneath cherry tunnels overhead, watching petals drift slowly like snow through warm spring light. A small tea shop opens wooden shutters carefully, revealing glowing lanterns reflected against polished interior surfaces. Sannenzaka feels untouched by time, preserved carefully within layers of texture, color, shadow, and delicate movement. Rainwater left from dawn showers reflects pagoda silhouettes beside scattered petals across smooth, ancient stone pathways. Traditional Northern curtains sway gently outside quiet cafes, while steam rises softly from fresh green tea inside. Temple gardens hidden beyond bamboo fences reveal moss-covered stone lanterns surrounded by blooming white camellia flowers. Every corner reveals another perfectly framed composition, blending architecture, mountain atmosphere, and soft seasonal color together. The streets narrow further uphill, creating intimate corridors where blossom branches nearly touch overhead balconies together. A rickshaw rolls quietly across stone pavement while its polished wheels reflect warm morning sunlight beneath petals. Wooden balconies lean gracefully above the pathway, holding flower pots overflowing with bright spring seasonal colors. Kiyomizu hillside forests glow behind the district, their fresh green tones contrasting beautifully against pale cherry blossoms. Clouds drift slowly above eastern Kyoto, softening sunlight into gentle layers of pearl and warm rose tones. Even the smallest details feel cinematic here, from rain-dark stones to paper lanterns glowing beneath old eaves. Sannenzaka during cherry blossom season feels less like a destination and more like carefully preserved visual poetry. Every movement unfolds softly through light, color, texture, and silence, shaped beautifully by Kyoto's timeless spring atmosphere. Golden sunrise spills gradually across Kyoto rooftops, while cherry blossoms brighten softly beneath the awakening spring sky. Mist drifts gently through Higashiyama slopes beyond Sannenzaka, softening temple outlines into delicate watercolor silhouettes. Morning rain leaves reflective stone pathways shimmering beneath lantern light and drifting clouds of pale flower petals. Soft wind moves carefully through sakura branches overhead, sending blossoms swirling slowly across narrow historic streets. The Yasaka Pagoda catches early sunlight beautifully, glowing warmly above dark cedar rooftops and winding pathways below. Hidden temple gardens open quietly beside stone stairways, revealing ponds reflecting blossoms beneath smooth, curved bridges. Sunlight filters gently through bamboo groves nearby, painting shifting patterns across moss-covered stones and wooden gates. A narrow alley suddenly reveals distant mountain ridges glowing faintly beneath soft layers of spring atmospheric haze. Kamo River reflects pale afternoon light beautifully, while cherry branches lean gracefully above the flowing water surface. White herons glide slowly beside riverbanks lined carefully with blooming sakura and softly moving tall grasses. Maruyama Park becomes a sea of glowing blossoms, illuminated gently beneath warm golden hour evening sunlight. Families gather quietly beneath ancient cherry trees while lanterns begin glowing softly against deepening indigo evening skies. Petals settle carefully across picnic blankets, stone lanterns, and pathways curving through Kyoto's peaceful historic gardens. Cloud shadows travel slowly across distant hills, while pagoda rooftops remain glowing warmly beneath remaining sunset light. Arashiyama bamboo forests move rhythmically with spring wind, their tall green stalks swaying beneath filtered afternoon brightness. A quiet riverboat drifts beneath overhanging blossoms, while reflections ripple softly across smooth, moving emerald water. Temple rooftops darken slowly beneath twilight skies, while lanterns illuminate hidden corners of old wooden streets below. Blue evening tones settle gradually across Sannenzaka, contrasting beautifully against warm, glowing shopfronts and paper lanterns. Cherry blossoms appear almost luminous after sunset, reflecting moonlight delicately against Kyoto's dark, polished roof tiles. Stars emerge faintly above Higashiyama, while distant temple bells continue echoing through the peaceful spring night air. Moonlight touches stone pathways softly, revealing scattered petals shining like silver across rain-darkened historic streets below. Even nighttime feels gentle here, shaped carefully through quiet architecture, drifting fragrance, and softly moving shadows. Dawn returns slowly again, revealing fresh blossoms unfolding carefully beneath pale blue skies and mountain mist beyond. Every hour transforms Kyoto differently, creating endless visual beauty through changing weather, light, atmosphere, and seasonal texture. Sannenzaka becomes a living landscape of color and motion, endlessly unfolding through Kyoto's breathtaking spring illumination. A kimono artisan arranges folded silk carefully inside a wooden storefront glowing warmly beneath hanging lantern light. Traditional fabrics display soft shades of crimson, pearl, indigo, and gold inspired by Kyoto's surrounding seasonal landscapes. Tea masters prepare matcha slowly behind paper screens while steam rises gently through calm, historic interior spaces. Ceramic bowls catch soft window light beautifully, their handcrafted textures glowing beside polished cedar counters indoors. Children wearing colorful yukata laugh quietly while climbing stone stairways beneath blooming cherry trees along Sannenzaka. An elderly shopkeeper sweeps flower petals carefully from the entrance of a centuries-old sweet confectionery store. Fresh wagashi desserts rest elegantly inside glass displays, shaped carefully like sakura blossoms and spring mountain flowers. A calligraphy artist paints flowing black characters slowly, while sunlight filters gently across traditional rice paper surfaces. The narrow lanes surrounding Yasaka Shrine fill softly with warm conversation, camera shutters, and drifting incense fragrance. Street musicians perform delicate shamisen melodies beneath blossoms, while visitors pause quietly along historic wooden pathways. Hands wrap fresh mochi carefully inside bamboo leaves tied neatly with thin, decorative red seasonal strings. A small ramen shop glows beneath noren curtains, while chefs prepare steaming bowls beside polished wooden counters. Temple monks cross hidden courtyards silently, their robes moving softly against gravel pathways and blooming camellia gardens. Visitors bow respectfully beside shrine entrances, while prayer ribbons flutter gently beneath pale spring afternoon skies above. Tiny cafes tucked between tea houses serve delicate pastries beside windows overlooking blossom-covered Kyoto rooftops beyond. Artists sketch pagoda silhouettes quietly, while petals drift carefully across notebooks resting beside warm cups of tea. Traditional lantern makers shape glowing paper carefully inside workshops scented faintly with cedar and fresh bamboo strips. A flower vendor arranges seasonal blossoms outside wooden doors painted beautifully with fading, historic, decorative patterns. Rickshaw guides move slowly through crowded streets, their footsteps echoing gently across smooth, rain-darkened stone pathways. Kyoto chefs slice fresh ingredients precisely, while steam rises softly from kitchens hidden behind sliding wooden panels. Sannenzaka shop windows reflect blossoms beautifully, combining movement, architecture, and warm evening light into cinematic compositions. Families gather beneath cherry trees quietly, sharing tea and conversation beside softly illuminated historic temple gardens. Even ordinary moments appear carefully designed here, framed naturally through texture, tradition, color, and graceful movement. The people of Kyoto move gently within beauty, never overpowering the atmosphere surrounding their historic mountain streets. Sannenzaka feels alive through human warmth, where tradition and spring scenery blend perfectly beneath drifting cherry blossoms. Morning rain fades above Sannenzaka, leaving stone pathways shimmering beneath soft cherry blossom reflections and pale sunrise light. Wooden tea houses glow warmly beside narrow lanes, their paper lanterns flickering gently against wet cedar walls. Petals drift slowly through the quiet air, collecting softly beside worn steps polished smooth by countless footsteps. Yasaka Pagoda rises above the district gracefully, framed perfectly between flowering branches glowing delicate pink and ivory. Temple bells echo faintly through Kyoto, their sound floating gently across rooftops touched by pale golden mist. Along hidden alleyways, flowering Sakura trees arch overhead, creating tunnels of soft color above stone streets. Kimono sleeves move elegantly beside wooden storefronts, their embroidered fabrics glowing beneath diffused spring morning brightness. Steam rises quietly from small teacups beside windows overlooking blossom-covered rooftops stretching toward distant hills. At Kiyomizu-dera, cherry blossoms surround the wooden terrace, cascading downward like clouds flowing across mountain valleys. Sunlight reaches the temple gradually, warming dark timber beams while soft wind moves gently through flowering branches. Below the hillside, Kyoto unfolds beautifully, rooftops layered beneath pink blossoms and drifting silver morning haze. Along the philosopher's path, petals float slowly across narrow canals, reflecting sky in pale, shimmering fragments. Cyclists pass quietly beneath blossom trees, their reflections breaking softly across the moving water beneath bridges. Stone walls beside the pathway catch afternoon sunlight gently, glowing amber beneath shadows of hanging sakura branches. In Arashiyama Park, ancient cherry trees spread outward elegantly, their blossoms glowing beneath suspended lantern light. Families gather beneath the branches peacefully, soft laughter drifting upward through falling petals illuminated by evening warmth. Night settles slowly across Gion, when narrow streets shine beautifully beneath reflections from rain-soaked stone pathways. Paper lanterns cast golden light across wooden facades, revealing textures softened by age and endless passing seasons. A rickshaw moves carefully through the district, wheels echoing gently beside quiet tea houses wrapped in floral shadows. Above the city, Higashiyama's forested slopes darken slowly beneath deepening blue skies filled with drifting evening clouds. At Kodaiji Temple, bamboo shadows sway gracefully beside illuminated gardens designed with extraordinary calm and balance. Reflections shimmer softly across still ponds, where koi glide silently beneath floating petals touched by moonlight. In Arashiyama, spring mist rises slowly through towering bamboo groves, glowing emerald beneath filtered silver dawn light. The Katsura River curves peacefully beside the forest, carrying soft reflections of blossoms across moving water surfaces. Wooden boats drift quietly downstream, their shapes fading gradually into layers of pale fog and distant mountains. At Fushimi Inari, vermilion gates climb endlessly upward beneath cherry branches glowing softly against cool morning skies. Stone fox statues walk silently beside pathways scattered beautifully with petals carried gently by mountain wind currents. Every corner of Kyoto reveals another delicate harmony between blossom, architecture, water, shadow, and warm natural light. Nothing competes for attention here because every surface already holds extraordinary beauty within its smallest, quiet details. Sannenzaka, during cherry blossom season, feels less like a street and more like a beautifully remembered dream. Kyoto never asks visitors to admire it loudly because its beauty settles naturally into memory without resistance. And long after leaving Japan, the falling blossoms of Sannenzaka continue glowing softly somewhere behind every remembered sunrise.